unlock the secrets of time. Welcome to our channel, where we open the dusty pages of history, discover the wisdom of ancient civilizations, and bring the forgotten stories of humanity to life. Today we are with you with a video about the gods and goddesses in Roman mythology. It tends to be confused with Greek mythology because of the enormous influence of Greek mythology on the Romans. There are many obvious examples, such as Jupiter, the king of the gods in Roman mythology, being none other than Zeus, whose roles and powers were quite similar, even though they were represented differently. In other cases, they simply decided to worship the same Greek god, as in the case of the Greek and Roman god Apollo. The Romans had a whole pantheon of gods and goddesses, very similar to the ones worshipped by the ancient Greeks. Here's a quick rundown to get you started. Ancient Roman religion was polytheistic, meaning that the Romans worshipped many gods and goddesses. Here's some information about some of the major deities in the Roman pantheon. Jupiter, Jove. Jupiter was the king of the gods, equivalent to the Greek god Zeus. He was considered the god of the sky and thunder, as well as the protector of the Roman state and its laws. His symbols include the thunderbolt, eagle, and oak tree. Temples dedicated to Jupiter were often found on Capitoline Hill in Rome. Juno. Juno was the queen of the gods and Jupiter's wife, corresponding to the Greek goddess Hera. She was considered the protector of women, marriage, and childbirth. Her symbols include the peacock, cow, and pomegranate. The month of June is named after her. Neptune. Neptune was the god of the sea, often depicted with a trident, corresponding to the Greek god Poseidon. He was worshipped primarily by seafarers and those involved in maritime activities. Neptune also had the power to create earthquakes. Mars. Mars was the god of war, agriculture, and masculinity, equivalent to the Greek god Ares. He was a significant deity in Roman mythology, and his festivals were often celebrated with military processions and sacrifices. The month of March is named after him. Venus. Venus was the goddess of love, beauty, and fertility, corresponding to the Greek goddess Aphrodite. She was believed to be the ancestor of the Roman people through her son Aeneas, who, according to legend, founded Rome. Venus was also associated with victory and was often depicted with her son Cupid. Mercury. Mercury was the messenger of the gods and the god of commerce, travel, and communication, equivalent to the Greek god Hermes. He was also considered the protector of merchants and thieves. His symbols include the caduceus, a winged staff with two snakes, and the petasus, a traveler's hat. Diana. Diana was the goddess of the hunt, wilderness, and childbirth, equivalent to the Greek goddess Artemis. She was also associated with the moon and often depicted with a bow and arrows, accompanied by hunting dogs. Diana's worship was particularly prominent in rural areas. Minerva. Minerva was the goddess of wisdom, strategic warfare, and crafts, corresponding to the Greek goddess Athena. She was highly revered in Roman society, with temples and festivals dedicated to her, such as the Quinquatris festival, which celebrated arts and crafts. These are just a few of the many gods and goddesses in ancient Roman religion. Each deity had specific attributes, domains of influence, myths, and rituals associated with them. Jupiter. Jove, is one of the most important gods in Roman mythology. He is considered the god of the sky and thunder, as well as the protector of the Roman state and the enforcer of its laws. His symbols include the thunderbolt, eagle, and oak tree. The temple dedicated to Jupiter was located on Capitoline Hill in Rome, and it was one of the most sacred sites in the Roman Empire. Jupiter is often depicted seated on a throne, holding a thunderbolt or a scepter. The Capitolium Temple at the top of Rome's Capitol Hill was dedicated to Jupiter, Juno, and Minerva, making it one of the most famous temples in Rome. Juno. Juno is one of the principal goddesses in Roman mythology. She is known as the Queen of the Gods and the wife of Jupiter, the King of the Gods. Juno is revered as the protector of women, marriage, and childbirth. Her symbols include the peacock, cow, and pomegranate. The month of June is named after her. Juno is often depicted as regal and majestic, sometimes seated on a throne or chariot, accompanied by a peacock. She was worshipped in various temples across the Roman Empire, and her festival, the Matronalia, was celebrated on March 1st in honor of married women. Neptune. Neptune is a prominent deity in Roman mythology, known as the god of the sea, equivalent to the Greek god Poseidon. He is often depicted wielding a trident, which symbolizes his dominion over the waters. Neptune was highly revered by sailors, fishermen, and others involved in maritime activities, as they sought his protection during their voyages. In addition to his association with the sea, Neptune was also believed to have the power to create earthquakes. Temples and altars dedicated to Neptune were built in coastal areas and port cities throughout the Roman Empire, where worshippers offered prayers and sacrifices in hopes of favorable seas and safe journeys. Mars. Mars is a central figure in Roman mythology, revered as the god of war, agriculture, and masculinity. He is often depicted wearing armor and carrying a spear or sword, symbolizing his association with military prowess and conflict. Mars was considered a powerful protector of Rome and its citizens during times of war, and his festivals, such as the March Festival of Mars, were celebrated with great fervor by the Roman people. Additionally, Mars was also associated with agriculture, as he was believed to ensure the fertility of the land and the success of crops. The month of March is named after him. Throughout the Roman Empire, temples and altars dedicated to Mars were erected, and his cult was deeply ingrained in Roman society, reflecting the importance of warfare and agriculture in ancient Roman life. Venus. Venus, known as the goddess of love, beauty, and fertility in Roman mythology, corresponds to the Greek goddess Aphrodite. She holds a significant place in Roman culture, revered as the ancestor of the Roman people through her son Aeneas, who, according to legend, founded the city of Rome. Venus is often depicted as radiantly beautiful, sometimes accompanied by her son Cupid, the god of desire and affection. Her symbols include roses, doves, and mirrors. Venus was worshipped through various festivals and rituals dedicated to love and fertility, such as the Veneralia festival held on April 1st. Temples and statues dedicated to Venus were widespread throughout the Roman Empire, reflecting her enduring popularity and influence in matters of love and romance. Mercury. Mercury is a significant figure in Roman mythology, revered as the messenger of the gods and the deity associated with commerce, travel, and communication. He corresponds to the Greek god Hermes. Depicted as a youthful and agile figure, Mercury is often portrayed wearing a winged hat, petasus, and sandals, talaria, carrying a caduceus, a winged staff entwined with two snakes, as his primary symbol. As the messenger of the gods, Mercury served as a conduit between the divine realm and humanity, delivering messages swiftly and facilitating communication. In addition to his role as a messenger, Mercury was also considered the protector of merchants, travelers, and thieves. Temples and altars dedicated to Mercury were erected in various cities throughout the Roman Empire, and his festivals, such as the Mercuralia, were celebrated with offerings and rituals to ensure safe travels and prosperous commerce. Diana. Diana is a significant goddess in Roman mythology, corresponding to the Greek goddess Artemis. She is revered as the goddess of the hunt, wilderness, and childbirth, as well as the protector of women and young girls. Diana is often depicted as a virginal and independent deity, carrying a bow and arrows and accompanied by hunting dogs or wild animals. As the goddess of the hunt, she was believed to roam freely in the forests, guiding hunters and ensuring the balance of nature. Additionally, Diana was associated with the moon and lunar cycles, embodying its mystical and transformative qualities. Her worship was particularly prominent in rural areas, where she was revered as a guardian of the wilderness and protector of the natural world. Diana's festivals, such as the Nemeralia, were celebrated with offerings and rituals to honor her and seek her blessings for a bountiful hunt and safe childbirth. Throughout the Roman Empire, temples and sanctuaries dedicated to Diana were established, reflecting her enduring popularity and significance in Roman society. Minerva. Minerva is a prominent goddess in Roman mythology, corresponding to the Greek goddess Athena. She is revered as the goddess of wisdom, strategic warfare, and crafts. Minerva is often depicted as a wise and stoic figure, adorned with a helmet and shield, and sometimes holding a spear or aegis, a protective cloak. As the goddess of wisdom, Minerva was believed to inspire intellect, creativity, and strategic thinking among mortals. She was also associated with crafts and artisans, particularly weaving and sculpture, and was revered as a patron of artists and craftsmen. Minerva's temple on the Aventine Hill in Rome, known as the Temple of Minerva Medica, was a center of worship and learning, where scholars and students gathered to seek her guidance and inspiration. Her festival, the Quinquatris, was celebrated annually from March 19th to March 23rd, with rituals and performances honoring her as the goddess of wisdom and arts. Throughout the Roman Empire, temples and shrines dedicated to Minerva were erected, reflecting her enduring influence and importance in Roman society. These are just a few of the many gods and goddesses in ancient Roman religion. Each deity had specific attributes, domains of influence, myths, and rituals associated with them, contributing to the rich tapestry of Roman mythology and religious practices. The differences between Roman and Greek mythology, names and characteristics of gods and goddesses. While both mythologies share similar gods and goddesses, Greek mythology primarily focuses on Greek deities, whereas Roman mythology centers around Roman gods and goddesses. For instance, Zeus is the highest deity in Greek mythology, while this role belongs to Jupiter, Jove, in Roman mythology. Despite some differences in names, certain gods and goddesses share similar attributes and roles. For example, Greek Artemis corresponds to Roman Diana, and both are known as protectors of hunting and nature. Mythological stories and legends. Both mythologies contain their own set of legends, tales of divine wars, heroic exploits, and mythological creatures. However, some versions of these stories may differ between Greek and Roman mythology. For example, the Trojan War is recounted in the Iliad in Greek mythology, while this tale is narrated in the Aeneid in Roman mythology. Greek mythology has been more extensively explored in literature and art, while Roman mythology is often closely associated with state religion and ceremonies. Social and cultural influences. Greek mythology has deeply influenced ancient Greek culture and has been extensively explored by Greek poets, philosophers, and artists. Roman mythology, on the other hand, has left its mark during the period of the Roman Empire and was integrated into the cultural, political, and religious structures of Rome. Roman mythology tends to be more formal and disciplined, forming one of the ideological foundations of the Roman Empire. Greek mythology, in contrast, has a more free-spirited and artistic approach. Artistic and literary representations. Both Greek and Roman mythologies have been heavily represented in art, literature, and other cultural expressions throughout the ages. However, Greek mythology has typically served as a greater inspiration for artistic and literary works. For example, the Iliad and the Odyssey by Homer are fundamental sources of Greek mythology. Nevertheless, Roman mythology has also been explored in significant literary works, such as the Aeneid by Virgil. Alongside these differences, there are also similarities between Roman and Greek mythologies, and both have had a profound impact on European culture and world literature. Your comments and feedback are valuable for us. What would you like to say about the gods and goddesses of ancient Greece and Rome? Thank you for listening so far. We would be grateful if you could share your comments on the video with us. You can support by subscribing to our channel for the continuation of these videos. Stay with love.